Hi, everybody. I'm Pat Vanderwall, bass drummer with the Shannon Rovers.
And I'm Marc Horner, bagpiper with the Shannon Rovers.
And we're here to present the official podcast, Good Craic, 100 years with the Shannon Rovers. Horner, can you believe it's been that long?
I can almost count that high. But just like any other bagpipe performance, I guarantee you're going to experience a wide range of emotions listening to these episodes. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to hear stories you've never heard before.
Yeah, we have a great lineup of guests, past, present, and hopefully future Rovers. Stories you've never heard before. We can't wait to give it to you.
So enough of the two of us. Let's get under the kilt.
Hope you enjoy the episode.
What are some of the signature events that you remember playing, to that kind of a crowd? Something that either surprised you in a positive way or just blew you away?
Again, so blessed. I've had so many different opportunities from the small ones and those things. It's when you're playing well and you hit it, right? And all 6 or 7 of you, to me, and you're right in sync.
Yeah.
I would put us at any grade. I'd put us at a grade 1 in those days, right? You hit it, and you're like, man, that was fantastic, and it just gets you pumped up, and it just gets you going. But those other signature ones, wow, right? Naturally, the rugby was up there. You're playing in front of 60,000, but we also got to play for the Blackhawks in the dead of winter. Right at the Winter Classic,
victory parades, right?
Parade.
The Winter Classic,
the Winter Classic,
the Winter
and the
Classic,
parades, right? They are the Blackhawk fans. God bless them. They are the loudest crowds. Yeah. They're louder than Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. This is just a loud.
Yeah.
Loud. You can't hear. You can't. So you're just hoping you're in sync with stuff that's going on.
Right.
But I was the evening before 12 midnight. It's 30 degrees. I'm like, oh, fantastic, right? Because you're worried about the pipes and are they going to go? Right. Get up in the morning. It's 20 degrees. It's 6 o'clock. I'm like, hey, not so bad. This is good, right? And then, an hour later, it's 19 degrees, and it's 15 degrees, and it's 12 degrees.
Getting colder.
I'm like, this is going in the wrong direction. The sun's out. What is going on? I go, all right, well, at least when it gets this cold, it never snows. There you go. Jinxed it again. Here comes the snow.
It was the biggest snowstorm I've ever seen in my life. Right? The flakes were as big as Vandy's head.
You're strolling out there, and it's like, we're about to go out. Right? It is now, it's below zero. And they're like, the pipes aren't going to go. We're doomed. But sure as shite, we come right out of that tunnel, and we hit it.
Yeah.
And then the crowd went, to your point, people, this halftime, whatever, like no one's, you're expecting people to be
in
gone.
Between periods, yeah.
Everybody's in seats.
Yeah.
And it's freezing out there.
And a blizzard.
And a blizzard. And we hit our mark. Of all the things that can go wrong, especially with kilts and snow, and core frame shoes that don't have any grip on them, there's a lot of bad things that can happen. Yeah. It takes you from a G-rated show to an R show really quickly if things go wrong that way.
If there's a tumble.
You never know what you're going to see when you come to a Shannon Rovers performance,
That's
kids.
why you always want to go.
That's right. That's why you got to
Pat
show
Doran
up.
spinning. That's right. As that kilt gets higher and higher and higher.
Slow down, boy. No. But no, that was truly an amazing day as well. Right?
Yeah.
The stuff that we're able to do. To your point, how blessed we are.
Right.
Marty, I would think, what about the White House? You were there.
I was there. Yeah, that was...
well, let's get a little background on the White House. How did that come about?
So President Obama had just been elected, right? And it was their first St. Patrick's Day that was coming up. And he was inviting some folks from Chicago and other areas to come in for St. Patty's. So it started off with, hey, do you think you can help us with dyeing the fountain? And it just built from there.
The White House fountain?
The White House fountain, to turn it green, like the dyeing of the river.
Dyeing of the river, yeah.
Right?
Wow, okay.
Yeah, the dyeing of the river is its own animal, isn't it?
Okay.
That's for a future episode. Trust me, we're going to get to that.
That's for after midnight or whatever. What's the old Playboy thing kind of thing?
After dark.
After dark, thank you. No, that's not going to be the name?
Yeah.
That will not be. No, we got
Rovers After Dark. That's a supplemental pod.
That works.
That's a supplemental pod.
Yeah.
We'll keep working.
Pod.
We'll get a name on this show by the 30th episode.
Under the kilt.
For sure.
That's right. Under the kilt. Rovers After Dark.
Oh, that's even that's glad we don't have an HR department in the band. First off, let's get
as the bass drummer. I have to keep the beat and keep this thing moving. Can you guys continue with the story, please?
We can indeed. We can
Let's keep
indeed.
this on the tracks here a little
bit. So in the end of it, Mayor Daley said, why don't we just bring the band out? So we brought a small group of the band out, and you talk about those things, right? It really hits me a lot because my parents are both immigrants, came across the pond to America, and as you're sitting in the White House and you're looking around, and I'm like, I'm the son of immigrants, and I'm playing bagpipes at the White House for the President of the United States and all the other dignitaries that are there, right? Just huge, amazing experience, right? Might have been playing in the East Wing, so again, falls into the history stuff now that I can say that I was there, right? antechambers, the security things, all these protocols. Man, protocols are really, really cool there. I did get my skin doing though, by the way.
Oh, did you? Nice.
I was going
Nice
to say,
work.
did they?
You're not, again,
Yes.
well, nobody's skin
For
doing.
those
For
uneducated.
those that don't know,
ahead, Marc,
no,
yes.
no, go ahead. Skin
No,
dues.
you guys tell what it is.
Shiendo is black knife.
Black dagger.
That goes
So-
into the right side of your
Whatever handed you are.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Into your
it's
sock there.
a blade. It's decorative, right? These
Yes.
are ornamental blades that we carry.
Correct.
There are a few stories of people getting injured on them.
Well, that's their own fault.
It happens.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Brian.
There might have been a stabbing in the band. It was all between friends.
Mutual
It
combatants.
was a St. Patrick's Day, I heard, and there
Oh,
were
my
stitches,
goodness.
and then back on the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Next
Rub
job.
some Guinness
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
It'll be fine.
Be
Rub
fine.
some whiskey on it. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
We only got 4 more gigs.
Man.
So we're, like I said, what an honor, what an unbelievable thing to do, right?
As the son of immigrants too, I mean that hit me, man. Like
Yeah.
it was the same thing when Marc brought up earlier as the color guard when they reversed it after 9/11, and he comes in.
That was my first. I was
His
telling that
first
story
band
about
experience.
my very first time wearing a kilt was carrying the American flag in at the dinner dance after the one immediately following 9/11.
Wow.
And that was the spotlight on the American flag and talk about the crowd going bananas, just bonkers when the band was playing "It's a Grand Old Flag." And
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's,
gave myself goosebumps again.
yeah, no,
Again,
but those, I mean,
again.
what a moment, right? And,
What a moment.
Brian, I've been fortunate enough to play in your group on the parade day the last couple years, and I'll tell you, there's nothing cooler than in more recent years. I don't know if you've always done this, but more recently when we started getting a group on the boats, on one of the tourist boats that goes out that does do the dyeing of the river with all the other boats out there from the Plumbers Union.
Yeah.
And when it's a nice day out there, I'm sitting there and we're going towards Lake Michigan, the mouth of the river, out by the Sheridan, right?
Yeah.
The Sheridan, Lizzie McNeil's. And you look up and the flags, the truckos, our color guard, were holding the flags and they're perfectly blown in the wind. And you
Yeah.
look around at, it's 20 deep on all
On the
sides of the
bridges,
river.
and
I say this all the time. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Right.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing, and not many people get to do that in their life. And you realize how important being a part of a day like that is in a city like ours. It's just you can't do that many places or to that extent, right? I mean, you like that boat thing too, I know, Brian.
Yes, on a good day, it's definitely on a
It
cold
can
day.
get a wee
it's-
bit cold sometimes.
Yeah, we almost lost a band member who was older, and when it was like 30 to below zero, and we're in the
Well, the
bathroom.
bar's open there,
but
too, so we're fine,
But,
but
yeah,
yeah.
no. So but the day you speak of, I totally remember. It was like magic, and our governor was on the boat with us.
We were on the dignitary boat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
I try to
cornered-
take care of my peeps.
Yeah.
With the
Oh
listen.
God, you totally do.
And
Yeah.
now we're going to hopefully get all those people to participate in our 100th year this
Yeah,
year. So the celebration. But those people love it too.
Yeah.
I mean, the governor of Illinois, take politics aside, is a jovial guy who loves the Shannon Rovers.
right.
And I saw the day before he was at some event, you guys were at Plumbers Hall, and I see somebody sent me a video clip of him holding a bass drum
Yeah.
and wearing our Balmoral.
Yeah,
So I
playing
saw him on the boat this
Yeah.
year, and I said, I have a bone to pick with you. You stealing my gig? And he goes, I don't want your job. I go, well, I don't want yours either. So we're even. Let's leave each other with our own
Just
jobs.
leave our own job.
But what about you, Brian? What are some of the events that you've played? You've had some pretty unique experiences.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just the one that like really jumps to mind is when we got to play for Maureen O'Hara out in John Wayne's museum. So the backstory on that, there's a guy who used to work for the Sun-Times, got to know John Wayne. He did an article on John Wayne's, got pictures of him on his boat out in L.A. And then they asked him to run the museum there. So he was doing a big fundraiser to build, they just had the house and a small shop they'd sell T-shirts basically at. And he wanted doing these massive fundraisers, and he called us up the one year and said, "Hey, can you come out?" And a bunch of us are talking, and we're like, "Okay, we'll go." And my wife, it's Memorial Day weekend, or it's one of the big weekends, and she's like, "You're going where?" And of course, we have the 4 kids. I'm like, "Babe, I think Maureen O'Hara might be there." It turns out she wasn't at this one, but John Wayne's kids were there. And then the following year, they're like, "Hey, we're doing it," and we booked Maureen O'Hara. She's coming. She's 93 years old. And I grew up a redhead. Me and Sean were all redheads growing up, and fell in love with Maureen O'Hara watching WGN, The Quiet Man. So huge fan of her. And so they called and said, okay, she's going to be there. You got to go. And a bunch of us were like, there's no way I can go. I can't go. That's just too much. And then Laura Fiskow and Katie are like, and Peg are like, if we don't have at least the Costello brothers go, we don't have a group big enough to go play this fundraiser. So I begged my wife, and I keep telling her it's just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, honey.
That happened twice.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm so sick of this once-in-a-lifetime.
Yeah.
So we went there, and we got to play for her, and we got to meet her and her family, and it's funny, we got to spend time with her grandson and John Wayne's daughter, and
Beautiful woman.
in the bar afterwards, and just was crazy cool. And then when she passed away, Brian Downs reached out to me and said, hey, can you play at her funeral for at Arlington Cemetery? Because she was married to a 2-star general. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can you get the Rovers thing? I'm like, yeah, we can get whoever you want. So we wound up having a great trip that went out to Arlington Cemetery. And we got to play for her at the, when they laid it down. And, Marty can tell you, like, when we first got there was a bunch of rules and regulations. And at first they were not going to let us play because we're not a military band. And they said we could only play one tune. And I'll never forget, Tim Lefevre comes back in the bus where we're all sitting while they were getting their instructions. Like, okay, they only want us to play one tune. So I'm going to call Gary Owen, and I want to play the whole set. So we'll get 4 tunes in instead of just one.
Right, and if I raise my fingers, going into the second set, we didn't stop.
No.
It was one song.
So it is funny because Tim did say, he goes, the guy in charge bought an Irish bowler like John Wayne in the movie The Quiet Man. So he goes, I think he's kind of on our side. So we get done playing that first set, and I'm looking over, and it's like John Wayne's kids. It's his grandson that are there. And then they had a color guard from Ireland that was there from their county. And the guy with the bowler hat walked over to Tim and said, that was awesome. Play something else.
So you play another one? Did you fire
So
him
we
out?
played another one, and then we marched off. And I'll never forget, this one lady grabs my arm. She goes, she's up in heaven applauding you right now.
Oh, God.
Wow.
And it turned out that
Wow.
was John Wayne's oldest daughter.
Come on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
they
that like, to be able to say that you played Arlington Cemetery,
Right.
and we're literally steps over from John Wayne's, or John Kennedy's, JFK's.
Right. So we stopped by for a visit there,
Yeah.
too. Didn't
with
get to
our
play
Kennedy
it.
tartan.
Yeah.
Which, I
Right.
mean, maybe for the uneducated, the tartan that we wear on our kilts was not always named the Kennedy plaid, but it was renamed, I think.
Kennedy
I don't know.
Modern.
I think it's modern. Yeah,
The Kennedy Modern. So that's obviously a great story to tell. One of
But
our
that was,
great...
obviously having played for his funeral as well. Right? There was a small group.
Yeah,
that
talk
had
about
gone
that
up
for a
one.
sec, too, yeah.
So there was some really, again, the ties between the Daly family and the Kennedys and those things, the infamous stories of being able to get them elected and driving the vote here in Illinois.
Sure.
Those pieces, but
A lot of your dead relatives probably voted no.
a lot of voting people
Yeah.
on those ones. But yeah, so the ties have always been really, really close from that aspect of it. So, but what crazy honors to be part of along those pieces, right? You talk about once in a lifetime things, but it feels sometimes that they really are once in a lifetime things that hit, and we just happen to be able to be at so many of them.
Yeah.
Right? And so honored to be parts of those pieces. But again, Mayor Daley and sent the crew out. And at the time we were wearing I think it was like a black and white check. I forget the pattern of it. But it was right after the saffron, we went to that kilt, etc. And then Sexton, who was one of the big sponsors of the band, said, you know what, let's let you guys in honor. He fronted the monies for the Kennedy Tartans.
Wow.
So we've been blessed with great sponsors throughout the years as well.
Sure.
To take it. But not many people have those opportunities to play for a president, to play for, to play at Arlington, those kind of pieces. So it's it's
and
like,
wasn't
how do
the
you
story
not?
too? He would come in. Kennedy would come in to the airport, and Mayor Daley would call up Tommy Ryan and said, get the boys to the and pipe them off, because back then there was, you got off onto the tarmac,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
And
From
I
one of
think
those prop planes.
Yeah, right.
And there
Dangerous.
was-
Just landed from Australia.
Moving air at the speed of an airplane engine is not the safest thing for rovers. Period. Right.
Yeah.
Well, the Irish
But
aren't
I think we
always
just
the most
posted a story
intelligent.
about that on
don't
our
think about it.
socials, showing that video of us playing on. They have actual video footage of us playing.
I tell you, I guarantee you, my brother played so many jobs as a drummer, kind of thing. And he'd roll up at school at St. Pat's, and Mike McAndrew to the office, please. Right? Yeah, you got to play. He'd take him out of school, kind of stuff. Right?
What a great gig for him, huh?
That is a good Catholic school move.
Right on, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna say no?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you got to play.
Yeah.
All right.
Was it like Tommy Ryan standing, picking him up? Yeah, we need a drummer. I got a funeral.
So the opposite end of the spectrum, these unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime experiences, what jobs have there been for you guys that maybe didn't go the way that you would have liked them to have gone? None of us bat 1,000, so we can't always produce a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I wasn't at this one, but it's one of my favorite stories. I guess there was like a wedding happening, and either the bride's mom hired us, but the other person didn't want us, so we showed up to play.
Another person at the same wedding didn't want you.
didn't want us to play. So I believe it was Johnny Corcoran said, "Okay, we're not going to have you." And he's like, "That's fine, but you hired us to play, so you have to pay us,
Right.
or we're not leaving."
Yeah, right. Or
You
we'll
invited
play
us
even
in.
louder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do we end up not?
We're not playing, but we did get paid.
Okay, well,
my
that's the Irish
No,
way. We'll
I always
take
go
a
back
break.
to Billy Conroy's wedding. He married a nice Italian girl,
Okay.
right? So
Not uncommon.
Not uncommon.
in
Mixed
this,
marriages are not
yeah.
uncommon,
Yes,
right? It
especially
happens.
the Italians
It
and the
happens to the
Irish,
best of
yes.
Irish families.
Yeah.
So we're and he's a great piper and that kind of stuff. Family, all the family members playing. So we're we don't think too much about it. We go in, we start marching in, and it, classic separate. Whoever did the floor plan, the Irish are on one side of the dance floor,
Close to the bar.
The Italian families were on the other
Of
side.
course.
And I swear, the one side is lighting up, cheering, and the other side, I swear they were going to stick me with a fork. I was like, we got to get out of here. We played like 3 tunes. We're out before we get killed on this one, man.
Yeah.
That wasn't in Naperville, was it?
It was indeed.
It was?
Yes, it was.
All right, then I'm fairly certain I was part of that performance, and I was on the Italian end of the
spectrum.
lineup. Right. So as we're so for people that haven't seen the band play, we march in playing and then form up in front of the room.
Yeah.
And I had to be over on the Italian side because my memory of it was like Blues Brothers when they were doing their performance and yada yada yada, and then finish. Silence.
Yes.
Silence.
Bob's
And
Country
the woman
Bunker.
that was looking at me was like, "Get the F out of here."
Yeah, right.
What would you say is the normal glide path of bagpipe enjoyment for John and Jane Public? I feel like there's a steep enjoyment curve
Yeah,
at
I
the
would agree.
beginning that at some point then falls off a cliff of I've had enough of the bagpipes. It's time for you guys to go.
So when people ask me, like, do you do this all day? So when we do the downtown parade, float 1, we go at the end of, we have all 80 of us or whatever, 85 of us, whatever it is that day. Then at the end of the route, we have our buses lined up and we break up into our small groups of 8 to 10 people or whatever,
Yeah,
or 7, 8
12,
people,
yeah.
12 people. And we go and we're in and out of bars and restaurants. And they always, when you're done playing, someone will come up to you and give you a hug or whatever and say, "That was awesome. Do you guys do this all day?" And I said, "Yeah, but it's a great gig because everybody likes bagpipes for 12 minutes, then get the hell out."
Yeah.
And you walk into a bar on St. Patrick's Day and people are like, "Let's go." And they're going nuts.
Yeah.
Tune ends. Second tune. Yeah. Third tune. Okay. And by the time you're in the 4th tune of Grand Ole Flag, it's like, "Can you guys get the hell out of here? We're trying to have a conversation over here." But you get to hit refresh every time, every hour of those days, and you do the same stuff, and it is literally like a rock star day. So my experience is always it's like a 12-minute if you're good, gig and in and out. But you guys have played way more jobs than me.
And if people are dancing, those kind of things, and get it going, then
And you can
might
feel the
stick
crowd
to-
sometimes are, and normally like for the, St. Patrick's Day, it seems like we're also in like the 20 to 30-year-olds bars. So they're loving us for the whole time. So they're cheering when we come in and then they're cheering when we go out. But it's,
No, I think the hardest part for it is coming off the weekend and going into work and opening the door at work and walking in. And no one's cheering, and standing up or screaming or doing anything. It's like,
what did I do wrong?
Like, is something missing? What's going on? I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Or you walk downstairs to your family room and your kids don't care. They're like, I'm like, where's the adoration?
They do not care.
Yeah, I had people last night that were, you know.
I'm 0 for 1,000 asking my wife if she'd like to come out with me on band on band
You're
jobs.
like last night women were throwing their bras at me, honey.
Yeah, go have fun with your idiot friends. I'm
right.
not.
He came home with a sash last night. He knows.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's it's those experiences we've talked about, long enough about that stuff from a piping perspective.
Yeah.
How about the recruitment over the years, or what have you guys seen from your unique perspective as pipe major? Brian, maybe I start with you. Like, what are you looking to do when you introduce maybe new tunes? You've been famous for introducing a couple new tunes a year, getting Christmas tunes into the band to play different, just to give a little variety. But when you introduce a tune, and I'm sure you've done this too during your tenure of Irish tunes or whatever, what goes into your thought process? Do you think about your talent pool that you have as pipers, that, hey, this might be too advanced for this crowd, or this might be a sweet spot for this group? And why? Do you think of the thought behind the tune, right? Are there stories behind the tune?
Yeah, so it's, like with different tunes, like Fairy Tale in New York, which I introduced, was one I thought was going to be too tough for the band to play. Musically, it was hard. It was a long song.
A lot of changes.
Yeah, lots of changes to it. But
And certainly not a traditional bagpipe tune.
yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, what do you think about? I think about like our end user type thing, who's like our people are going to be watching us, and is it going to be fun for them? Is it going to be a good tune? Is it going to get my favorite thing is to see people singing to us while we're playing. So that's like what I'm thinking about when I'm introducing new tunes. So, but like Fairy Tale in New York, that one, I'm like, okay, this is going to be tough, but I was super impressed with the band. We pulled it off. Our video turned out great that we played last year. And in my head, I'm just laughing because I'm like, we're playing a Pogues tune.
Right.
How awesome is that we're playing a Pogues tune, the Shannon Rovers? It checks all the boxes of Irishness and, super cool.
In Old St. Pat's Church, by the way.
Yeah.
Shane McGowan himself was smiling at that one.
Oh, yeah, that is for sure. But like Cajun Grace, and I'm thinking about like, okay, we can do that, and we already know it, and it's a crowd pleaser.
Right.
Same like when we introduced, and I know we played in the past, but never when I've been in the band, When the Saints Go Marching In. I mean, that one, for like a parade tune, is, for me, it's like, it's funny, and I just love looking in the crowd and people sing, because everyone knows that When the Saints Go Marching, they're all singing it as we're marching down the street.
Right.
So for me, like introducing new tunes, I just want it to be, fun and, a part of our good performance. We're a show band. I want people to remember us and make it fun and fast.
Yeah, it's purpose driven too, right? Sometimes along those lines. You're, as a pipe major, you're thinking about the musical sets either for the parade or, more importantly, sometimes for the dinner dance, right? So you're trying to do something different because our base, our fans, and our supporters, they come in year every year. So you're trying to do something a little bit different and something new for each of them.
Yeah.
And God bless them. When I did the Quiet Man, was the theme for one of my things. So those familiar tunes, right? When we were talking about Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne.
Rakes is in the Quiet Man.
Rakes is in the Choir Man. Gary Onis in the Choir Man. There's like 6 tunes
Carrie
that are
Dancers.
in there. Carrie Dancers in there.
Yeah.
So these are all tunes. So I knew it was going to be a live set, but it was like Innisfree, right?
Yeah.
That's not really a tune per se, right? It's not. It was a tune made for the movie.
Yeah.
Right. But like you said, people know it now because of the movie and they sing it. So learning it was kind of a little bit of a challenge. Writing it, coming up with it, scoring it, those kind of pieces, right? I think the most fun though I had was the tin whistle at the start.
Yeah.
Right. Because I wanted to bring in the whole aspect. So we're using the video boards, all those kind of pieces. Trying to have everybody move their arms and their pipes like the wheels of a train, kind of stuff.
Sure.
Right, and having the drummer put the
vision
beat.
going.
Had the vision going. That was after about 3 pints and 2 whiskeys.
Yeah, it's at least 2 whiskeys.
2 whiskeys, right? And having Rovers who don't tell you no, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. No, that sounds good. Keep going. Yeah, you're on a roll. Like Animal House. Yeah, no, let him go. He's on a roll.
Forget it. He's rolling.
He's rolling now. You're not going to stop him now. And the train whistle for the stop. But It's those things that
was that Foggy Dew?
Foggy Dew was another one.
Yeah. So Foggy Dew is my favorite. That he was the pipe major for, where he brought out the smoke machines.
Yes.
For the Foggy Dew.
Yes.
And Catherine O'Connell sang all 12 verses.
Oh my God.
It was supposed to be
What, you
one,
guys
but
play
yeah,
that
she was
once?
on. She was on her
Yeah,
own.
she was
Another
on her own.
once in a
She got
lifetime
caught up in the
event.
magic.
Yeah. But that was awesome. Yeah.
I think she wanted to do that for all of her engagements. Bring the smoke machine out
Yeah.
for all of her stuff.
And the Shannon Rovers.
Yeah.
50 of us.
Scene of,
Yeah.
I could just see her setting up at Old St. Pat's, trying to sing a song for somebody, and like, oh no, wait, I gotta get my smoke machine.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Hang on, Padre. Let's get this going on it.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for listening. For more information, events and history, stories about the Shannon Rovers, visit our website at shannonrovers.com.
And don't be shy about booking us for your next event. A Shannon Rovers experience is not to be missed. And ask for that Pat and Marc discount. It's actually a premium.